Good morning, Floss Tube. Welcome. It's Taryn. It is Saturday, June 30th. I hope everybody's had a really great week. I am trying this again. I had started recording and then was in the middle of a hot flash and was afraid I was going to burst into flames on camera. So I stopped, but I don't know, that might have been a great thing. How often does that happen, right? Let's see. We had a pretty good week. I had some stitching time, so that was nice. I worked on a lot of different things, so I only got a little bit of progress on a bunch of things instead of a lot of progress on just a couple. But that's okay, because I liked switching around, so that was a plus. Let's see. One of our clients came in the other day who's been suffering from hoof and mouth disease. He's still covered with sores, so I hope he is correct and that he really is not contagious anymore, because that will not make me happy. I would never go out to someone else's office while I was still had the sores everywhere. But anyway, like I said, I hope he really isn't contagious. It doesn't matter. I disinfected everything that he may have possibly touched as soon as he left. So, what else? Abigail leaves on Monday to go to Canada. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm torn because, quite frankly, I don't know if this is one of my chickies flying the coop or if this is just heading off for a visit and she'll be back. She has a one-way ticket, so I really don't know. She's done no immigration paperwork, so at the very least I know she can't stay more than 6 months, but who knows. She says she'll be back in September, but I'm not sure that if that's just to appease me or if it's, she's really going to be back. I don't know. So, I guess in my head I feel like, okay, she's just going to visit and it's all good and none of my babies are leaving home yet. So, I guess we'll know in a few months, right? I'm trying to think. I don't think we have any big plans. It's 4th of July weekend. If you're not in the U.S., it's a holiday here. Although the 4th of July is not until Tuesday. So I'm not sure why we're calling it 4th of July weekend, but we're taking Monday off also because Abigail's leaving. Although we keep giving her a hard time about her Canadian boyfriend making sure she gets out of our country before we celebrate our independence. But it's just the flight they could get. So yeah, I guess that's really all that's been going on around here. Nothing much. Work as usual. That's it. That seems to be our lives. Work. So I guess we'll get to what I worked on. Cross-stitch-wise. You don't want to see what I worked on work-wise because it's accounting and that means it's as boring as I'll get out. I guess it's boring unless it's your financials that I'm working on. Then it's pretty exciting. Christmas Gentleman. This was a mania start in 2016. And in 2016, I got, like, I don't know, this little line and this. That's all I did in green right here. And I mean, like, this much. And for this year, I managed to put in a little bit down here. Like, to the middle of the A, of the green. That's it. So, for the Stitch Mania Christmas All Year, I pulled this out last weekend and I worked on it. I think it was on Sunday, but I don't really know. I had been missing the red. So I went and bought the red, and I pulled that out and got quite a few letters done. I was actually quite proud of myself. Since this is 2 years worth of mania right here, this little bit of nothing. So I was pretty pleased to get that much done on Sunday. I know everybody else, well, not everybody, I don't know. A lot of people are doing the, for their Christmas all year, they're picking a Christmas pattern and trying to get the whole thing done, but I seem to just pick up something different every month because I'm a little psycho like that. My fabric here is it's an 18 count. It's an even weave. It's this brand. The color is called Tote Sack. And it feels kind of rough, like a burlap, or maybe kind of, you know how sometimes wool feels kind of rough and scratchy? It feels like that. So if that bothers you, I wouldn't recommend it. It doesn't bother me at all, because once I put it in the hoop, I don't care how it feels. I don't care if it's stiff, I don't care if it's real floppy. Once it's in the hoop, it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. I really like, in real life this probably is a little bit darker than it's showing up right now on my camera, but I really like the way the colors are mixed with it, the way they stand out and everything. And I made my little needle minder from all those snowflake buttons where I needed 3 and I had to buy, 100. So now I have a needle minder, because what is it about is that we feel like the needle minder has to be in theme with the project. Now, not all of mine are, because I don't have that many, but I know eventually it'll happen. We all know eventually it'll happen. I also worked on my Texas panorama by Be Stitched. Sherry has finished the X and I think she's working on the A now. And I'm way ahead of her. Just kidding. It's finally actually starting to look like it's going to be an X. As a matter of fact, one of my friends that follows me on Instagram asked me, what are you doing that's got that X on it? What is that going to be? So, yay. It's looking like something. Since last time I finished filling in the green, I got the sky all filled in, and I'm going to move down. I started putting in some of the little red wildflowers. We call them Indian paintbrushes. I don't know if that's what they really are or not. So I'm pretty excited about the progress. And this is so much like so many other things that you have to kind of get back. It looks so much better on camera right now than when I'm sitting there working on it. Because you know how when you're too close, the details don't kind of blend as well as they do with a little bit of distance. So maybe I should just stand back every now and then and look at it. But I worked on the wedding row for about a half a second. I really like this. I should sit down and work on it longer. I got just a little bit of the little swirly ribbon. I really like also the way that the colors are looking on here. Even though this one is kind of close, it's still enough of a difference. But I really like the way the blue is standing off from that. It is a Jobelan lamb's wool by Witchout. And was it 28 count, and I'm doing it 2/2. I really can't wait to get started with some of the red floss that I dyed and see how it looks against that fabric stitched in to see if I really like it. Speaking of floss that I dyed, I have a pattern and everything. It's mostly kitted up, but I needed some red, white, and blue variegated floss. And so I bought, because it's so much cheaper instead of ordering floss to go out and buy both of these and buy the floss and everything. But anyway, red and blue dye. This is what I got. No, your eyes aren't deceiving you. I have pink, white, and purple. Now, that does not match our flag. Look at this. Those aren't the same color. And this one is purple. I mean, it is not blue at all. And actually, I was concerned that the blue would be bluer than I wanted it to be, because Dax and I went and had coffee while I had the blue sitting. I put in a little Dixie cup kind of thing. I just set it down with just the end down in there so that they wouldn't touch and there would be white in the middle. Yeah, pink, white, and purple. So, yeah, that was a dye fail. Now, with that said, if anyone would like for me to do a video to teach you how to dye floss, let me know. I'm quite obviously very good at it. I have a whole bunch of, like, I don't know, 12 skeins of floss, white floss that I ordered. And I'm going to try again, but not with that. I'm going to try something different that I've used on fabric before and see if it works. I'll let you know. I worked on my Norman Rockwell, as usual. It has really, really, really helped me. Okay, my needle is like fighting me here. To take the picture each week so that I can see the actual progress instead of having to remember. It's made a huge difference. This is where I am. And if I hadn't taken the picture, I would think that this tablecloth was all I had done this week. I was looking at it yesterday and I'm like, how is that all that I managed? But I did also get this done here underneath this band on the chair, all of his derriere. And I filled in a little bit over here on her. So I did make some progress. And if I wasn't taking the pictures each week, I would think it was a whole lot less, which, you know, sometimes that just seems defeating. So I just dropped everything on the floor. On Sunday also, for just a little bit, I pulled out a piece to work on for the Halloween all year, and it was this one. I have been working on this for years because I work on it a little bit at a time, and even when I work on it, it's slow going because it is so, I mean, that's only 2 colors. Now, granted, they used variegated flosses, and I'm not. I'm just using the DMC, so mine's not quite like that. It doesn't show quite as much movement, but this is where I am on it. Like I said, I only put in a couple more rows. Generally, I do the orange, and then I go back and I fill in the yellow. So, and I'm sort of parking, because that right there is as far as I could get with my hoop. So I have orange. I just stopped with the orange and the yellow right there. So that's sort of parking, right? Now, I forgot to show you too on my Texas piece. I made the needle minder on it also. It is a from a pair of earrings. It's a broken earring. It's a little round, a heart-shaped ceramic piece with the blue bonnets painted on it. But hey, what better when you're working on a Texas piece than the blue bonnets, right? And last but certainly not least, I did work on the linens and threads piece. this is where I am. I did not, obviously, I did not finish February's piece, but this is the halfway point, and I made it past halfway, so that's a plus, right? Maybe I can get February done before the end of July. That would be nice. And March's doesn't, this is the, as far as March goes, it has a solid line under here. So I'm hoping March will be a little bit quicker, but I really usually only work on this in the car for like 15 or 20 minutes a day. So if I want to get it done any faster, I'm really going to have to put more time into it than that. Plain and simple. Because the bands coming up soon are a lot more involved than February and March, so I've looked at the next few and they look pretty intense. So. And that was all the stitching I got done. Like I said, I know I could have gotten a whole lot more done on if I narrowed it down to a couple of things, but I'm completely happy with what got done, what got accomplished on several things. And it keeps me from getting, I guess bored isn't really the answer, because sometimes if I know that if I said, okay, if I put on a calendar, and I see lots of people do it, and I'm just amazed that people can do that. They can write it down and they can go, okay, on this day, I'm going to work on that. And they go do it, and, or for these 3 days or whatever. And if I write it down, almost immediately, my brain starts to rebel and go, no, I don't want to. And if I told myself I had to work on that, and I didn't feel like it that day, I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't work on it, and I wouldn't pick up another piece because I was supposed to be working on that. So I think a whole lot less would get done if I tried to give myself rules. It's ridiculous. I've even tried before, people go, save time in the morning, pick out your clothes for the week or pick out your clothes for tomorrow. I can't even do that, because if I pick out, okay, I'm going to wear this tomorrow, in the morning when I get up, I'm like, no, you're not. So, anyway, it's ridiculous. That's what it is. And I did something this week. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. And quite frankly, it doesn't matter, because I did it, and I'm happy with it. So, my mother-in-law is a world-class shopper, bargain shopper. She is a world-class bargain shopper. So generally at Christmas, especially Christmas, I get things from holidays past because they were on clearance at a great deal, which is fine with me. I don't care. But she had bought me this cute little 4th of July table runner. And it really is cute. It really is. And I put it out. And I left it out for about 3 days. And it was driving me crazy. Every time I went by it, I was like, that would really be a cute project bag. That's what I thought as soon as I took it out of all of the wrapping that it came in. It's like, And I left it there as a table runner, like I said, for about 3 days. And then one morning I was like, screw it. I'm making a project bag. So, there you go. It's just all blue inside. I did not do anything to it but sew it up. It wasn't a very long table runner, so this is how much I would have had to have cut off. So I just folded it up backwards, put some really wide rickrack on it, and some little star buttons, and I put one over here too. Does that make me a terrible person? That she gave me this gift to put out in my home, and It's a project bag. Now, it was a gift. And once you give a gift, you're supposed to let it go. And that person can do with it what they want. But not everybody feels that way. I don't know. I don't know. Was that a horrible thing to do? Because now it's mine. It's only mine. But seriously, how cute is that? And, I mean, all I had to do was put these seams in. And then this part, I didn't even cut anything off of it. So, it took it took longer to sew these buttons on than it took to make the whole rest of the thing. But I like it. I should tell her from now on, I want a whole bunch of table runners. That's all you have to buy me. I have project bags galore. But then after that, I was thinking, has she ever gotten me table runner for Halloween? Maybe I can do another one. So, I didn't even post it on Instagram because she follows me on Instagram and I don't want her to go, is that a table runner I gave you? I don't think she'll be here for 4th of July, so she won't know if I put it out or not. Does that make me bad? I don't know. Like I said, it's too late now. It doesn't matter, and I love it, so even if it makes me bad. Too late. And I don't know if any of y'all, I watched another one of Elizabeth Andrus's videos this week. And I even told her this. I'm way behind on watching videos, so this one's probably a few weeks old. But I even commented on her video. Because she tells stories, if you haven't watched her, she tells stories about why she stitched something, what it reminds her of, what memory it brings to her. And she tells these stories, and she makes her life sound, her childhood sound almost enchanted. I mean, it's unbelievable. If you haven't watched her, go do it. That's her name, Elizabeth Andrus on YouTube. That's her channel name. They're awesome. They're truly awesome stories, and I love listening to them. And I was thinking after listening to her last one, I'm like, if I told stories of my childhood, I was a little redneck kid. I mean, my stories would be not enchanted at all. I swear, up until my teen years, I got a tetanus shot every summer for some stupid way I had injured myself. People would be going, why is she telling this? Oh my God. So, seriously, you should go watch her. It's just, I want her childhood. But, okay, that's it. That's all I have. I've got to, I gotta go into town. I gotta get some stuff for Abigail before she leaves on Monday. And my parents are coming tomorrow, so at some point I've got to go buy some food. Yeah. So, I guess I'm going to the grocery store here in a little bit. But anyway, I hope everybody has a very safe and happy 4th of July. If you're here in the States and you're celebrating, happy Independence Day. And for the rest of you, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope everybody has a great week, and we will see you here next time. Thanks, y'all. Bye.